Apex Online Racing is sponsored by Elgato, who created this lovely stream deck. For more information about the stream deck, the link is in the description below. Good evening everybody, and welcome along to the 6th round of AOR Project Cars 2 GT3 leagues for the Xbox One Elite tier, the best of the best. Today we are approaching the halfway mark of the season, and we are really going to start to see who are the real championship contenders, who are going to be the ones that are going to be fighting for the title. And interestingly enough, can Moo defend his title? We'll just have to find out more about standings later on in the stream. We are in the Nürburgring, which is probably a very good track, a very tight track, a very long one as well, usually 2-minute laps to be honest. And this track is going to be one of the most difficult in terms of weather, because it is 30 laps, 31 laps actually, but it's going to be clear in qualifying, but it's going to be a wet race. So huge potential here for setups to be changed and stuff like that, so they can have a dry setup in qualifying and they can possibly have a wet setup in the race as well. So it'll be different strategy for some of the guys today, so it'll be interesting to see what goes on here. I'm Jess, I'll be your commentator tonight. Unfortunately, due to personal reason, my other co-commentator Clue can't make it tonight. He'll be back next week. You have me in the commentary box today still, so do not worry, there's still a stream. I literally got home like half an hour ago and only had half an hour to prep for the stream. But most of it I did before I went to work this morning, so that's all good. So we're going to go through the standings pretty shortly. But right now, here, as usual, here is a hot lap driven by Trips and commentated as per usual by AD Ace.
So hello then everybody, my name's AD Ace. Welcome along to another hot lap video for the Apex Online Racing GT3 leagues. This is season 12 and round number 6 of the championship heads to the Nürburgring GP circuit. Today we've got a hot lap video from Trip in the Lamborghini Huracan GT3. So you can see we're coming down to turn 1, brake at 100 metre board, watch the rear end doesn't rotate on you, hit the apex nicely and accelerate up to turn number 2. This is classed as the stadium section here, and he's going to hook the curb on the left. Don't run out too wide because it will unsettle the car, and brake heavy into turn 3. We're in first gear, and now we're going to stay over to the left hand side for the best run through turn 4. Picks up the power nice and early and doesn't run out too wide. Now we're going to come down into turn 5. We're going to use the cones for reference, brake, down into third gear, take a little bit of the inside curve, which he does nicely, and then into turn 6, which is a slow corner, relatively slow, and he's going to use all of the road, which is not a problem there. Down into the Dunlop curve, he uses the curbing on the left as a reference of where to brake. He's in second gear, just playing with the throttle a little bit to try and get the best exit, and he uses a bit of the curve as well. Now you're into the fast Schumacher S, and he gets a little bit out of shape there on the way in, but gathers it back up through the middle and stays within the track limits. Now you're going to come into the S's section, use the AstroTurf on the right as a reference of where to brake again, and then come through the second part here, pick up the power nice and early, don't run out too wide into the gravel, and then we're going to come up now into the NGK chicane, through the kink first, and then we're going to brake at around 150 metres into the chicane. He's down into first gear, he's going to take the curb on the left, then on the right, taking all of the road, not to get a cut track penalty though. And now into the final corner, he uses the pit entrance line as a reference, hugs the inside, picks up the power nice and early, and doesn't use too much curve on the exit, and that is a lap of Nürburgring GP circuit.
So here we go. Now, before we head to qualifying, let's just have a look at the standings based on last week. So it was Moo that take the win last week, and he did very considerably take the win. It was a very dominant victory for him. He's had some rotten luck in a few races in the past, in particular week 3. Round 3, I mean, where he was in 10th place. So that promoted him to 2nd in the standings. Wheezy being the consistent one of the group, getting 5 podiums in a row. And due to his consistency, that pushes him to the top of the table. That means also, though, that there's an 18-point gap between Wheezy and Moo in the championship. So it'll be all to play for. These two can potentially be the main championship contenders throughout all of this, but we'll have to find out as the season goes on, because we still have people that have also been very consistent, such as I'm an Eagle. I'm an Eagle got 3 podiums in the last 3 races, which is incredible. And not just 3 podiums, 3 second places. And that's astounding, considering it's his first race, well, his first season in Xbox One Tier 1. It's just great to see the new drivers coming along, you know, and showing their mettle and possibly showing the old drivers how to do it. Oh, they're not really old drivers, but you know what I mean. It's great, you know. It's fantastic to see them grow and develop. And we got Seppel in 4th as well. He's been trying to do a little bit of a catch-up. A 22-point gap now between the leader, which is good to see. And we'll be interested to see how he finds his way through the field. Could he get some podiums? Could he get a win maybe? We'll just have to find out as well. 5th is Chaos Fury. Now, Chaos Fury started off like the first race really well in qualifying. But there was a few races where he didn't make it to the top 5, like the 2nd round in Monza. And the 3rd round he finished 5th, and he won the 4th round. The 5th round, unfortunately, he got disconnected, so that was a bit unfortunate. And number 6 in P6 at the moment is Clown Chaos. Now, like some drivers actually, he's had a little bit of a mixture of luck, to be honest. He won 1 race, he DNF'd the other. He won 1 race, he DNF'd the other, and he came in 4th in the 5th race. So hopefully we won't see a DNF this race, but you never know. The conditions are going to be quite hard due to the rain and all that. We'll be looking more about the strategy in a minute, actually. And we got Coppernuts in 7th. He's consistently been in the top 10. He hasn't scored lower than 10th, but he's mainly been getting 6th places, so that's good. Joxley in 9th, Joxley 8th, sorry. Detox in 9th, Gnarly in 10th, I'm American in 11th, Callum in 12th. I don't think Callum's here tonight though. And we have got Wolf, who just started back last time about in 13th. And he had some very bad luck last time about. So he really is going to be wanting to make a comeback, especially in this wet weather. So, are you ready to see some qualifying action? I know I am. Let's hope you are. And let's go, as we are about to get some lap times on the board. So we're currently riding on board with the Chaos Fury now. I have got the director fields as well, due to the fact that it's just me, and obviously I can't be broadcaster and director at the same time, because otherwise there'll be no cameras, and you don't really want that, do you? So that's why you got those little bits again. But next week those bits will be gone, luckily. So yes. Shirak just said in the chat, why is it saying KM Chaos Fury in the standings? I really don't know, Shirak. I don't know, even though his screen name is TM, so Team Momentum, the same team that you are on. I really don't know. Maybe they can fix the standings or something, but don't ask me. And yeah, so we got Moo right behind, saying a lap as well. Most of them are on our laps right now, and going to warm up their tyres a little bit as well. So it could be a potential for this race. A tyre change could possibly be an option here, because in the wet weather, the wet tyres do wear a lot in the start, because it's too dry for the wet tyres, and it gets wetter, and they stop wearing quite so fast when it gets wetter. So it's going to be difficult to start with, but they will start to get used to it. So if people do pit earlier, it may cost people track positions, but it could be a gamble for some of the drivers as to when they're going to pit. But it does depend if you want track positions or you actually want to gauge momentum and actually know that you're going to get tyres to the end or something like that. That's going to be the early tyre choice at the moment. So Yeah, pretty good. And so we got no lap times on the board at the moment. So we just got people riding on board. Jock stays on the lap. Pretty much everyone is going on the lap. The only person that is not in the pits, no, not in the pits. Sorry, only person that is in the pits is Wolf. And as Chirac said, Chirac wants me to be a little bit more accurate in terms of facts this week. And don't you worry, I have been listening to you guys' feedback on the streams, and I'm definitely going to be taking it on board throughout the final 4 or 5 rounds of this championship. So do not worry, I am very keen to have you guys' feedback throughout all the streams. So any feedback would be much appreciated. So it will be amazing. And yeah, the last lap that Trips did for the hot lap was pretty amazing. And he's in tier 2 on PC. So yeah. Interesting enough, the lap times are not appearing, mainly because we're getting a lot of lap times which are invalidated, I think. Or it might be just the game decided not to show the tyres this week, the lap times this week. But hopefully we can see one, and hopefully we can get one, as I think I almost pressed a different button as we got lap times starting to come across the board. Eagle just setting one fastest lap time on a 1:56. They did do practice whilst we were doing the stream there for the first 5 minutes. And I did see one person actually go into the 155s. And that was remarkable, to be honest. And I just realised my game sound was muted. So I was wondering why you couldn't hear. Thanks, Chirac, for pointing that out. And it always tends to mute Elgato for some reason when I do stream deck. But it is back to normal, and thank goodness I realised that just now, as Jock says just took a very interesting spin there. Don't know what happened there, but let's carry on with qualifying as Wolf's still in the pits. Quite a few people, Eagle's already flying away. Weedy is separated by 6/10, so pretty good. Just let me know if you can hear the game audio sound now. I apologize, I forgot to unmute it at the start of the stream. So yes, I have had a comment in the chat apparently. From Huz, because Huz usually watches Eagle streams as well. That Eagle doesn't have a quality setup, it's mainly focused on the race. So for him to set a lap time like that in qualifying, it's absolutely remarkable from Eagle. Now, Eagle is in the Audi, yes, he's one of the Audis. And I've known here that the Audi is pretty fast. And he only had time today to put a basic setup on, and he's thrown it together in like an hour. So I wonder how he's going to cope this race. I'm not going to say anything more because I don't really, to be honest, want to give you any commentators' curses, because commentators' curses are the worst. I am known for jinxing things in AOR, and if you watch any of my AOR streams, you probably know why. As we're seeing a lot of tyres starting to die down a little bit, but not quite so much right now. We're not too worried about the speedo right now. We're just mainly concentrating on the lap times. We got 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock before we finish, as Moo's got a 1:54.8. That's the fastest lap I've seen in a long time. Absolutely incredible. So maybe the 1:53s, we don't know. I think someone in the chat said someone might go into the 1:33s. I'm not entirely sure, but we'll just have to find out in due course. But Moo is on pretty much a very good stuff already, as I'm starting to get some lag for some drivers, but I think it is all sorted. So good news there. Weedy in 4th place at the moment. He's been getting 3rd places in races, so if he stays where he is, it's looking like that he is going to gain some ground, some momentum, I think. So definitely, guys, do watch out for Weedy. He has got some potential. He's obviously leading the championship right now, and it's his first season in AOR and GT3, as some of you may or may not know, and it's good to see as well. And Clown Chaos, he's 3rd, I think. Yes, he is 3rd, behind Eagle, with I think separated from Eagle to Chaos is separated by 4 seconds, I think. No, not 4 seconds, 4/10 of a second. Need to get my words right. And Hood said in the chat that he is Eagle's Jeff. Now, that is interesting. Yeah, I think there's a few guys that have Jeffs. Obviously, it is called Jeffs because of the F1 games. Now, a few guys would want to see the set time, so of course, Sharuk, I will get it up if I could. Oh, I can't even see my cursor. That is probably the most annoying thing. There we go. So there are the timings right now. Actually, no, I might get the splits as well, maybe. So, looking at the times, those are the timings so far. It doesn't really give you an idea on set times at the moment, though. Just give you a clear indication on the laps. Is that what you wanted? Yeah. So I don't know how to get the set times, but yes. Hopefully the set times will pop up once I got the split in. So keeping my fingers crossed. And yes. And another interesting fact, actually, also provided by our lovely, I think it's our strategic of the chat, Hoods, that Wolf has actually set the world record around here on Xbox in this car. So, and Wolf hasn't set a lap time yet. So, he's in the pits. So, I'm guessing he wants to start last, or he might have trouble connecting to the session. And don't even really know what's happening with him, because I'm quite surprised that he's not setting a lap time, to be honest. And unless he's got some other things, again, we'll just have to find out. The checker flag is going to fall in around about 10 seconds. Joksei is about to come across the line. Detox as well is about to cross the line. There's a few people going to set their final laps now. The thing about Project Cars 2, ladies and gentlemen, is that you won't be able to tell when they finish a lap sometimes. But obviously, if they slow down, they know that they're on their end lap and they're going to go back to the pits again. So only time will tell as Eagle's gone into the pits. I think quite a few people on pretty much the last sector, I believe. By the looks of things, I am going to get the track map, because Clue, even though he couldn't make it tonight, sent me a track map. So it gives me more of an idea of what the corners are like, if there are any interesting ones as well. He did have practice last night, and there was a few corners that they did find tricky. I completely forgot what they were, but you know, all will be revealed pretty soon. As anyone going to improve on Moo's lap time? I don't think so. It's Moo crossed the line for the final time. He's flashing his lights. He must be happy, and he doesn't improve. Obviously, he stays where he is. And I'm just trying to see who else. Detox across the line. Can he improve on his 5th place? He improves quite a bit, actually, but still not enough to claim higher than 5th. And the one American slowing down. Callum just crossed the line. Joksei, I don't know. And obviously Moo slowing down. So it looks like it, ladies and gentlemen, that Moo is going to be your pole man for tonight's Nürburgring Grand Prix. So, yeah, interesting enough. And for those of you who are wondering where JessGames is, he is not in the Xbox stream. He's on the PC stream. So if you want to check out the PC stream as well, it's on the AOR channel. Have both streams running simultaneously. It'll be good to support the channel. But if you're wondering, JessGames is on PC, not Xbox. So hopefully that will clarify your question. There, I believe that's Ali Creek that put in a chat saying go JessGames, but there we go. So anyway, let's look at your standings. We got Moo in pole position with Eagle in 2nd, separated by 1.6 seconds. Clown Chaos in 3rd, Wheezy in 4th, Detox in 5th place. We've got Chaos Fury in 6th. We have got Cobbernut in P7, Seppel in P8, Gnarly in P9, and we've got one American in 10th, Callum in 11th, Joksei in 12th, and Wolf is your final one that is probably going to try and do the last to first challenge. I think that's how it's going to work, but we'll have to find out pretty soon what is going on here. So, I hope you're all hyped for this. It is crunch time in a championship. Anything can happen. The points are designed in this championship for it to be so close that it can't really be decided pretty soon. Now look at the rain. It's going to rain all race, but do expect the rain to come down even harder in this race. So it's not going to be that like this at the moment, but we're going to see a lot of puddles. Now, I've been told actually the corners where they actually do get a lot of puddles, which they really need to watch out for. One of which is a Van Boga or something like that. I think that's the corner name. And the other one is Dunlop Kenmare. I don't know, because Clue put the circles in the corner names and I couldn't really see what they were. So yeah, those are the two corners where you could expect to see some puddles. But as you can see, I might be wrong, but I'm already starting to see quite a few puddles already on this track. So quite intense indeed. As the drivers are getting their setup on, most likely for most of these guys, they're going to have a wet setup because it's going to be raining for most of the Grand Prix. Pretty much all of it. And that means they were able to push it full out in qualifying. And then when it gets to the race, they can have a full wet setup and use it to its advantage. So we are about to get underway here in Nürburgring. And the lights are about to come up soon. But they're going to wait 5 seconds due to the fact that it's the AOR formation lap. And here we go as all the field is starting to go away. And I always like to explain the formation laps to you, because there may be some people that are new to AOR that watch the streams and don't have a clue on what's going on. So I will explain to you. Do not worry. So basically, these guys will be going at a reduced speed of 80 miles per hour, 120 kilometers an hour, possibly a bit slower in these wet conditions, just so they can get used to their tyres, and there's a great opportunity to warm their tyres as well as the conditions get worse and worse as the race goes on. And they will be doing this until they get to the formation point. I should have checked, to be honest, when the formation point actually is, but I completely forgot. And at some point they will be going into, when they get to the formation point, that is when the cars will start to go into a 2x2 formation. So P1 will go on one side, P2 will go the other. Looks like P1 may go on the right, or I don't know. It may be different for every tier, but you never know. So yes, and then they will go to the acceleration zone, and then it'll be up to our race leader, which is Moo, who has a chance to floor it, and that will signify the start of the race. So we are about to get going. Let us know your predictions on who you think is going to win this race. Strategy is going to be important. Are they going to manage to warm their tyres up a little bit more but not overheat them? That's going to be very crucial around Nürburgring tonight. As Eagle is doing very well to control his tyres there. That's going to really help him towards this race, I think. Could be a potential dark horse. Eagle hasn't got his first win yet, and it will be nice potentially to see him get his first win. I think he does have the pace for it, so I won't be that surprised. I keep saying so. And I shouldn't really be doing that, so yes. And according to the chat, it looks like from some of the drivers actually that the Porsche looks like to be struggling. Now it'll be interesting to see what they do when they get once they finish the formation lap. That was the other chat, sorry, my bad. But anyway, the Porsches were struggling on the PC. But they weren't as bad here, I don't think. They're about to go to the start-finish straight. We are ready for 1 hour of pure racing here on wet Nürburgring. Here we go. As a pretty even start for Moo and Eagle going into turn 1, as Moo tries to cover off Eagle quite nicely as well. We got Clown Chaos in a really interesting battle with this was the other Audi and the Lambo as well. Four-way battle, to be honest, as we're already seeing Eagle pulling away. Eagle managing to hold on to P2 only just. We have got Wheezy and Detox fighting as well, but look how close Chaos is to Eagle. He's going to try and find some space to possibly do the best overtake possible. Can he do it? It's going to be very tough because obviously visibility it is quite hard around here, especially around these tight corners, and then some of them might have some cockpit cams as well, so very, very tight as well. But already seeing some close battles already through the field, as I will try and keep an eye on the front three as much as possible as well. We've got Detox and Seppel fighting as well, with those three battling. Seppel at the back of Detox, and we've also got, I believe it's Chaos Fury, I think, fighting for position as well. They're side by side. Going into set 2. As Detox runs a bit wide there. He's cut a little bit of a corner, so I won't be surprised if it's either a warning or if it's either a penalty. As Seppel dives it in around the inside of Detox, but one's a bit wide there, so that was a little bit of a mistake from Seppel that allowed Detox to go past. And we got another overtake with Coppernuts at Wolf and Gnarly, as Wolf managing to gain some ground. Literally battles happening everywhere, to be honest. It's just hard to keep up. Let's concentrate back on the main action as Detox is dropping from Seppel. Seppel's gaining position. Chaos very well on the back of him. Going towards the start-finish straight pretty soon. And it'll be interesting to see, actually, what will be the fastest lap times around this circuit on the wets. Only about 7 seconds slower. Detox is going to try and make another move and dive it in. Does Seppel give him enough space? Detox is struggling in that Lambo, but he almost just quite makes it work. As he's still on the back of Seppel. Chaos Furies are around about 2 tenths behind him. The Merc usually sometimes around this circuit is very good on a straight line. I do believe in Germany Lewis Hamilton won in Formula 1 from 14th on the grid, and that is pretty good going from Lewis Hamilton, to be fair. As they're pretty close and evenly matched, these guys. Looks like these guys are keeping it clean. They are managing their tyres quite well, mainly because they were starting to warm up in the formation lap, so it's brilliant, you know. It's great to see some of these guys thrive. It's their potential. Now I'm trying to move my chair out the way. There we go. So I could get a little bit on the back, because actually no. What I'll do is I'll move it there. Hopefully it will stay like that. There we go. So I'm able to gain a little bit on the back. Oh, that was close. That was close. As old Detox has gone a little bit wide there. That was a little bit cautious from Detox. And I'm just trying to see. Seppel is still in 5th. I wonder if Chaos is catching up to Detox. Now, that is a very crucial thing. Because if Detox makes one more mistake, then it is basically Chaos Fury's chance to pretty much pounce. Pretty much pounce, get it right, pretty much gain a position that is needed and do it as well. There's pretty much some intense battle happening midway through the field as well. Let me just get the speedo. Oh. Let me get the speedo and the map for you guys. Callum has just left the session, I think. So that unfortunately is a disconnect from them. So we have lost one driver tonight out of the 13. So pretty intense. We got Eagle not that far behind Clown Chaos, actually. Eagle's lap delta was around about a 10th of a second better than his previous one. So to be honest, I am impressed with how he is coping with the conditions. Most of these guys, because obviously they're in the top tier for a reason. They want to make the overtakes. They want to get it done. And they're keeping some very tight lines actually, which is really, really good. And potential for some more overtakes to happen as well. So do watch this space because with an hour-long race, there is the potential to go absolutely wrong in strategy. So we're going to watch to see when they're going to pit, when they're going to do it. I'm trying to sit in a position so my back is killing me as Eagle's still in third. Just seeing what other do we have any battles which are 5 tenths away from each other that we can watch? Let's just watch Eagle and Clown Chaos because they're 4 tenths. So if there's like a battle for like the top 3, then obviously we catch this one. As my mic almost falls again, that would have been a disaster as Eagle. Could he try and make the move there? Maybe not. Maybe not. As he decides to stay put for now. So this could potential to go horribly wrong as I can't hear anything. Hold on. Hold on a minute. There we go. I'm able to hear something now. It's all good. I think you were, but usually when I commentate by myself, I like to hear something else. So anyway, Eagle, Clown Chaos. Clown Chaos now up into P2. Eagle still battle for P2. Wheezy P4. Seppo is only about 2 seconds behind him, so it could be very tight. But Detox and Chaos Fury are still catching as well. So I wonder, basically, I wonder how they're going to be actually pushing on their battles as well. It's going to be very tight, to say the least, to see how they can cope in these ever-changing conditions. Because I can imagine, speaking from experience, I do find it very, very tricky to be in the elite tier of driving, because my driving is quite rubbish, to be fair. As oh, Eagle and oh, good job I caught them at the right time actually. Eagle and Clown Chaos trying to make me well inside. Eagle gets the job done. Eagle actually gets the much better run there, and is up into P2. He was 5 tenths down on that final lap. Clown Chaos gets another opportunity into turn 1. The puddles are starting to form a lot more now here at the Nürburgring circuit. And Clown Chaos gets that position back again. But look at Eagle. He is on it like a car bonnet. You can fly like an eagle, and you could possibly be invincible. And that's probably what I'm an Eagle is thinking of right now. So fair enough. We've got a chase cam, we've got roof cam as well, just to see. This is very good detail. It's to be honest, there's also a lot of spray as well. So that, to be honest, the spray is going to make it a little bit more interesting as well, because stuff the tyres can go, the visibility in the corners can go, and it's not too bad in the sunshine, but it's quite not good in the rain. Hold on a second, so I can see better. I am going to get glasses, which one I just fell on the floor again. Clown Chaos now up into P2 once again, as I'm an Eagle is still on the back of them. As Eagle tries to make another pass, couldn't quite do it at the moment. Seppel still in P5, which is pretty good going. It's annoying that also, I think when I was trying to get my glasses, my cat was in the way as well, which didn't help. But anyway, not all is lost now as Eagle tries to make another move. Nope, he is not. Stays where he is for now, as he stays in P3. Now, let's watch actually to see if we got any close battles up front as well. I won't be surprised there is actually, but the way Eagle is prancing is incredible. As a Chaos Fury is actually not that far behind, so imagine how that's going to work, to be honest, in terms of track position and whether their tyres start to die as well. It's nice that their tyres are not dying yet. It's good. It's good. So it's good to see pretty much an improvement. And if you are liking the stream so far, don't forget to click subscribe and turn notifications on so you know when to expect a stream next. Yes, I agree with you, Hoods. The Porsche is definitely looking good in these conditions. We have got Weezy going to try and make a move on Seppel now down the inside. As, well, actually it was Seppel that was making the move on Weezy, I think. As they're making side by side again. Not quite enough yet, though. To be honest, Weezy, it's almost there. He's almost there. He could just about do it. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant to see his sheer determination to get past one of the greats of Seppel, because I can see Weezy's hunger in his eyes. He definitely wants that podium, and I'm sure you can agree with me that some of these guys want their podium more than they do. Oh no, Weezy's gone wide. So Weezy has now lost position. Let's see what's happening at the front of the field between Eagle and Clown Chaos then. Eagle is ever so closer than he was to Clown Chaos, but Clown Chaos just won't budge. Clown Chaos is actually playing the very good defensive game, which is, well, you know, very good to have. And it is impressive. And we've also seen some battles throughout the race, as Wolf has made some interesting positions actually whilst we're doing this, because there was battles happening pretty much all the time. We didn't get to see Wolf's great moves around the field. Wolf's now up into P6, so props to Wolf for getting there. And he's around about 3 seconds behind his old teammate Chaos Fury, so the leader is getting quite close to P1 as well. So could we actually see a three-way battle for the lead? We might do. I won't be surprised if that happens. It will be tight to get the win around here, but it will be a nice reward if these guys get the win. As they're still following them, Detox has dropped it. Obviously, some of these guys have pitted. I do believe Gnarly is pitted though. He is drops it down into 12th. Don't forget, for these guys, they will have to do a mandatory pit stop, because otherwise face some severe consequences from JessGames95. Actually, no, you will have some severe consequences from the CODs, the coordinators. of this league. And to be honest, you don't really want to get into their bad book, so just don't do it. So far, Moo leads. He was pulling away ever so slightly, but Clown Chaos is doing well on his tyres. He's warming them up quite nicely. He's Moo's tyres are a little bit hotter, so if I was to predict who's going to make the move based on the tyre deck, it'll probably be Chaos, and Moo will probably pit soon, but Moo will possibly take a bit of a gamble to make sure that he stays where he is, and manage and possibly conserve his tyres a little bit more effectively. Clown Chaos now way behind Moo more than ever before. This is the chance. The two race winners of the season, they can't really afford to lose this one for both of them, because otherwise it might cost them. Obviously Clown Chaos' last win was in round 3. Moo's last win was the last round, in round number 5 at the Red Bull Ring, which was, to be honest, that was pretty entertaining way to spend my Wednesday night. It was good. It was really good. And I'm impressed to watch the guys. It was just good. Good to see. And good to watch some intense moments fly out as well. Chaos is now 5 tenths. Eagles now 1 second behind Chaos as well. Wolf and Wheezy's about 1 second. I might see if I could keep an eye on that battle as well, because to be honest, I don't really want to miss overtakes. And overtakes are usually quite critical around here, so I think there's only a few corners actually where you can overtake properly. If someone can remind me what that is, that would be great. Because it is quite difficult. As actually Chaos actually over Moo whilst we were saying that actually, so the overtaking was timed quite well, as Clown Chaos is now in the lead for the Nürburgring Grand Prix as we got 20 laps to go. And we have still got 40 minutes left remaining as oh, Moo's gone white. No, Moo's gone into the pit. So to be honest, I'm not really that surprised that Moo went into the pits, to be honest. He was struggling a little bit. But it's anyone else from the that run of the field. Are they going to pit? I don't think so. They're choosing to stay out. And I wonder if Moo would be helping his team Wolf compatriot. As Wheezy just gone a little bit wide there. Very intense actually, as Moo, I think, comes down in P10. So I think he's on for wets to the end, I think. Eagle's still about 9 tenths behind Chaos. Well, not Chaos Fury, but Clown Chaos. Ow, my leg. Ow. As very tight battles happening all the way around tonight. But it's quite hard to see. I think my vision is playing up tonight, to be honest. But do not worry, we will get there. We will survive, ladies and gentlemen. As Copper Nuts is not that far behind Detox, actually. So, or Detox is not actually that far. Copper Nuts. This is it then. This is Copper Nuts' chance. Can he do it? Maybe not. Not this time. I'm scared because if I close my eyes, then there'll probably be a blink and I'll miss it. So. Do we want that? As Detox also found some very good ground as well, so very impressive. And Copper goes into the pits. Copper goes into the pits. That is a little bit of like a radio by the looks of things. Copper is in the pits. So where is Copper going to be in relation to the rest of the field? And is he going to put tyres on? Looks like it. Actually, no, it might be just fuel because that was a very quick pit stop from Copper. Well, it might have been a stock go. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You may know more about GT3 more than me. So. I will keep an eye on the chat though, don't worry. As I always like to do in places like this, as you're starting to see people appear to climb their way up the field, which is good. Again, not entirely sure how long the pit straight is around here. And Hood says Moo just has to keep moving. I swear, because you say that every single race, and you never seem to look back, do you? So very nice try. As what's happening here? We've got Wheezy and Chaos. As in not Clown Chaos, but Chaos Fury. As their gamer's house that is. I have been told actually by the drivers that the second week I think that pronunciations need to get better, and to be honest, I agree with that. There are some times in the AOR streams where I just find it so difficult and it's crazy. Absolutely crazy and mind-boggling. So I wonder, based on the possible results tonight as well of the race, can you see the top three start to pull away and not give everyone the rest of the chance? You never know. Don't forget, Seppel is still in 4th place, but he's in 2nd at the moment though. There's a few people that are starting to fight corners, but look at Clown Chaos over Eagle. Whoa! This is very tight. Clown Chaos did not fully commit to a space. So maybe that's why Eagle's time was 1. And then Chaos's time was lost. As in Clown Chaos, so. Oh, Clown Chaos is around about 1.5 seconds worse than this fastest lap. So we're going to try one more time for the battle of P2. This is getting hyped. I wish Hype Energy would sponsor this, but unfortunately we're not. Because if I was, I'll be getting my F1 Hype Energy drinks out and celebrating. But think of what I should do next week. So we will have 4 rounds to go, and very tight towards the rear front, very tight towards the end. Moves slowly claiming his positions he lost during the pit stop as well. So moving down in P7 for the moment. Apologies if I move around a lot. My eyes are starting to get very tired at the moment. To be honest with you, I am going to be honest. I did struggle in normal racing conditions, probably because she gets up at 10, 11. Can be a bit of cold shot there. Moves just got past Gnarly. Gnarly is still on the waiting list. As Gnarly has just spun. Gnarly just spun. The one American is actually down in P number 12 right now. So to be honest, he's definitely got some making up to do if he wants to carry with this race, I must say. As the gaps, I need to stop saying at the moment, because otherwise it is going to be very, very complicated, and you don't really want that. As one American goes into the gravel once again, and Detox goes in the pits. It's probably just fuel as well. No, it was tyres as well, but that was a very... Wait. I swear... Wait, I literally thought he came out then. Or it must be my game imagining things for a minute. But it must look like he was a dumb fuel, but he might have done more than I thought, or he might have done less than I thought. So we'll just have to find out as we're approaching lap 16. Detox almost hitting the back of Wolf there. Wolf wouldn't have been a happy bunny if that happened, to be honest. And meanwhile, the gaps are pretty much now evenly spread apart from 9th, 10th, 10th and 11th. No, wait, not even that. As Wheezy spun it again, he's got to be careful. He almost hit the cars coming behind him, so that's Wheezy down. That's probably changed the order. No, well, to be honest, it hasn't changed the order completely. As I've just got disconnected my controller. There we go. We are back to normal, ladies and gentlemen. As per always. Let me just check the chat now, actually. Even though my eyes are dying. Someone asked in the chat, anyone know how long the pit stops here are? To be honest, I don't know myself. So, unless my brother can tell me, but he's not home till tomorrow, so I can't really do that. So yeah, tomorrow. Probably when I come home from college, because I have college tomorrow, but yeah. So Chaos Victory, one of our leading bunch, off to the pits then. He needs to have a good pit stop, because otherwise is going to hit him before it lasts, and we don't really want that, as I've been told by people in the stream as well, in our Discord chat, to not capture many points in the pits, but we don't really want that. And let's look at our two rookie drivers of F1. Chaos Fury still in the pits. I forgot who won them. There's a tight battle with Detox and Wolf approaching, actually. They're catching up, and Wolf must have slowly got past without us realising. Detox almost tried to make the lunge. He almost made the leap, but didn't quite work out, as Detox gone wide again. And he was, oh. Okay. What happened to... Wait. Detox is gone by looks of things. So yes, Detox is out this race. I think it probably must have disconnected. So Bucky Boy has just said, who is announcing this race? I am Jess, by the way, JessGames95. I am 24 years old. A few people in the streams do ask my name and age sometimes. And by the way, if you do have any improvements of how you think the streams can be better, do let us know, as we have a struggling Merc, I think, in the background. It's not Wheezy, I think it might be Chaos Fury. I almost got the wrong car yesterday when someone was crashing into Mercedes, so do apologise about that. And it's just me, I think I can see also, I can see more of the wind. See more of the wind, and Wheezy and Nuts trying to defend up the outside. This is probably not the move that Wheezy was going to get, but Wheezy made the move stick anyway. And Hoods is very happy that Gnarly is into P5 for this race. But to be honest, in my opinion anyway, sorry if I beg to differ on the matter, I think... Actually, no, I don't know who's going to win that. Why did I say that? I don't know. But hey ho. What can you do? As there's been very intense, not much battles happening at the moment, but just goes to show what happens in racing, and that anything can happen. And these guys need to keep it together, keep it clean, to avoid lots of trouble in the end, because that is crucial. I think we have Wheezy and Nuts going for it again soon. That could be a potential to have an interesting move, and oh my word, what's happened to the lead of my controller? There we go. And to be honest, the final 3 rounds of this championship, that is going to be really cool. It's going to be the second season where I should be able to make the full races. That'll be great. That would be great. All to find out very shortly, as a clone. Why did I say clone? I think I got it from Clone Troop, from like another game. That's probably why I got the word clone. So far this race we have lost Detox and we have lost Callum. I don't think Callum made a start actually, as Gnarly has just gone into the pits. The top 3 still yet to pit, don't forget, so watch out. Because they will have to make the pit stop at the end of lap 25, because otherwise it's not going to count. And I think they will get penalty points for it. I think that's the case anyway. So the top 3 will have to get their move on. Pit stops. Around here, it's quite long. What I might do actually, because there's not much battling going on, let me actually see what the longest if never been to longest pit straight in the world. And yeah, I think Clue will be absolutely gutted to be missing this race, to be honest. And missing out that Eagle is winning. You never know, maybe he took that positive jinx and see what happens. What's happened to Chaos Fury though? He's dropped it into P11. I think I must have missed something there. And yeah, Gnarly is doing very well. Gnarly is oh, what's happened to Gnarly now? Gnarly had a few wishes, I think, in that. We somehow got it together and kept it together, so and Gnarly catching up to, I think, Jock as well, so we haven't seen that much battling. And the most crucial part of the race, ladies and gentlemen, on lap 20 of 31, and our race leader, who is doing so well, I'm an Eagle, is going into the pits. Now, the pit stop, it's crucial. I don't think it's going to be fuel, I think it's just going to be tyres, because the fuel gauge is perfect. So obviously, if it wasn't that long of a pit stop, then it would have been fine. But he comfortably goes in third with still Clown Chaos and Seppel still to pit. Hoods is saying Eagle is pitting third face. Don't be sad about it, Hoods. You never know. Eagle might have a good result. We'll have to wait and see. So please watch this space, because you never know what might happen as we approach the last 12 or so laps of this race, if I've done my maths correctly, of course. I think Gnarly and Jock are having a little bit of a fight right now. I think that's the only battle we can see at the moment, as Jock is trying to gain a little bit more space as possible and Gnarly is trying to defend. And if you are racing, actually, what do you find easier? Do you find it easier when you're on the attack? Or do you find it harder defending? Oh no, it's Gnarly who's spinned in the final corner. He's lost a bit of traction as well. That is going to put him way down the field, and that's going to cost a lot of time. But meanwhile, Wolf in P5, not bad for Wolf, to be honest. It's actually very good, as he is trying to catch up very well. As he's about 11 seconds. 11 seconds? Oh my word. It's been a long day at work today. I worked from like 7:30 to 3:30. Then I was like careers fair from like 4:30 to 7. So I've literally been non-stop. And oh, Wolf's in the gravel. He's spin. You can tell the conditions are getting worse because there are, to be honest, there are so many puddles. That's lost a little bit of time. Who's behind Wolf actually? It's Wheezy. Is Wheezy going to make the jump that he needs? Because he's around about 5 seconds down the drift now. Now, to be honest, it is going to be absolutely key to get right. And Wheezy's struggling as well. Yeah, the conditions are getting much worse now. There are more puddles starting to form, and I was warned actually by the other coordinators that the conditions were possibly going to get worse. So to be honest, I'm not really that surprised on the matter. And I hope you guys are not that surprised either. And Wheezy not making the gain that he needs to try and get that move done. Not many of these guys are in the 1 second bad at the moment. So, again, that is why the racing is so quiet at the moment. Because it's quite sad, because I probably jinxed Gnarly. And I feel bad for doing that, even though I wasn't meant to. So just don't blame me, please. I'm not really crying, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. As we've got halfway through this race to go, and we're pretty much, I think we've got around about 20 minutes left. Yeah, we've got roughly about 20 minutes left of this race. And I do believe the endurance race is next week, if I am not mistaken. If I go onto the AOR calendar, I will double check that. I will check that pretty shortly. As Clown Chaos is falling away, Sapple's still out, and so Eagle obviously is pitted, but I don't think Chaos and Sapple are now. That is gonna work wonders for them two. Well, it depends when they pit. If Chaos pits first, Sapple's going to have a huge gap. And he may, if possible, he could possibly take the lead. So maybe Sapple is playing his strategy cards right. I think it reminds me, to be honest, it reminds me of one episode of Play Your Cards Right. That's what it reminds me of. And it hopefully it reminds you as well. And it does for me as well. So. Sometimes I forget what I was going to say, which is quite weird. So. As a Sepple gained a little bit of time now as one American actually got a penalty. Let's just see how many penalties each of them got. Wow. I think one American's the only person to have penalties at the moment, and that is, I think, 10 seconds. Yeah, it's roughly about 10 seconds. No, I don't want to quit the session, thank you. I don't know why I clicked that by accident, but hey ho. Hey ho, let's go, Disco. And also, let me know in the chat what your favourite part of the race is so far. Keep me entertained. A few people are asking if P1 or P2 have to pit. Yes, they do. Clown Chaos will have to pit and Sepp will have to pit as well. But I wonder where they're going to come out for, which is why it's very important. So I will be watching the gaps a little bit more than I usually do. So watch this space. Watch this space. Interestingly enough though, Seppel's fuel is considerably lower than Chaos, so to be honest I think Seppel would pit first, I think. That is just my prediction based on like the fuel usage and how they're doing with the tyres. And also Clown Chaos. And then Clown Chaos, not and also Clown Chaos, because obviously they're in the top 2 anyway at the moment. But obviously they haven't pitted, that's probably why. And with some very good rounds come up left of this Project Cars 2 GT3 League, it's just been really good. This season, to be honest, I think has gone really quickly, I found. And it's been great. It's been good to watch. The Seppels are around about 8 tenths down, I think, on that. So he needs to improve if he wants to catch up to Clown Chaos, because if they pit roughly at the same time, then could make the way for strategy. But you never know. You never know how this turns out as we get to the final few bits of the race. As Eagle, I think also we had a few questions that Eagle is in the net lead at the moment. Yes, he is. That's just to give you a little bit of a heads up. No, Eagle's in the net lead, he's pitted. And so has Moo, and Moo's P2. So, that would be a consistent showing for Moo, to be fair, because he wouldn't be expecting P2. Even though heart on heart, he may probably want that win, because he's starting on pole. But he's only dropped 1 position though, so that can be intense. A spray is already starting to come along in Abu Dhabi. Why did I say Abu Dhabi? Nürburgring. Yes, and Eagle looks like he's in the lead by 5.0 seconds. The net lead. Not the real lead, the net lead. The real lead and the net lead are completely different things. And he seems to be doing alright catching on pace, but I think in terms of battling, they all seem to be stretching out a little bit more, which I think that's why it is really hard just to commentate on it. It is very tricky sometimes. Oh, the next lap, I think lap 26, is when the likes of Clown Chaos and Seppel would really need to pit in order to stand a chance of ever not getting a penalty. Because to be honest, you don't really want to get another penalty here, and that could definitely cost you. And we only lost 2 drivers today. Obviously with one not starting. So even if some of these drivers might have had a few spins, then You never know. You never know with this situation how this is going to go. To be honest, I'm very happy that the game is all managing to be alright in terms of lobby, so that's impressive. We've got on lap 26, Clown Chaos and Seppel will need to pit this lap. I hope they realise that, because otherwise that's going to cost a little bit, so... And for those of you that just joined us, welcome to Xbox One Elite Tier round number 6 at Nürburgring. The fastest lap actually set so far in the last lap was Wolf, with a 2 minute 4.0. That is pretty incredible stuff from Wolf, as he is trying to fight away from his DNF last week. It's nice that he hasn't got DNF, but he could possibly get a podium here, you know. It is possible. It's not over. And to be honest, like I said last week, Wolf's choice of livery is pretty much one of the best, I think. It's nice and red, and red definitely means powerful, so probably the most powerful thing in the world, to be honest. The types of red, so as Wolf's almost had a spin then, but luckily he managed to recover it, so that's good. Right, I'm interested in this. Oh, Clown Chaos has missed the pit box. I wonder if Clown Chaos did pit, because they're still out. And Hood says Wolf's livery is a sexy livery. Yes, it is. I hope you agree. And he also asked who has the overall fastest lap. I don't know. It only gives you last lap. Let's see if it does give you fastest laps on here. So the fastest lap is... Oh, we lost one other person. I don't know who we lost. I know we lost Detox. I know we lost Callum. I'm trying to remember. But fastest lap so far is a 2 minute and 3.0. So Wolf is the first one to go into the 2 minute freeze in the wet. That is insane. So there you go. That is your fastest lap times. And we were also seeing the penalties as well. There's a lot of sprays coming out, and yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of puddles, so some of you may agree. It will be easier next week when I have my co-commentator with me, because obviously commentating GT3 on my own is a bit difficult, but I am starting to get the hang of it a little bit. So, but to be honest, commentating on GT3 is a lot more fun with a co-com. So, we'll be back next week, hopefully, commentate on all the fun. I just actually need to check the calendar and see if there's any potential battles looming. Maybe Copper Nuts and Jock, or maybe Seppel and Wolf, maybe, if Wolf can find some more time. And next round actually is, no, it's not the endurance race next week, it is Zolder. So Zolder, I think, is that in Germany again? I won't be surprised if it is, you know. That would be cool. I don't think there's any clear indication of what the weather's going to be like next week, though. As we're on lap 28, Clown Chaos is going into the pits for his pit stop then. And he's coming out. Eagle, I think also, I think Seppel has pitted as well. Yes, he has. I think. As far as I'm aware. To be honest, I'm pretty impressed with the pit stops tonight. So they're keeping it clean. Not any major issues. And the hood just said Chaos hasn't pitted yet. Chaos has just pitted. But I know there is a massive delay between me seeing the chat and you hearing my voice. So yeah, that's probably why. Because of the latency of the streams and stuff like that. With 3 more laps to go, I can't really see the battle changing, I don't think. I think it will probably stay as exactly as they are, by the looks of things. Which is good with a few laps to go. But I kind of wish to see... To be honest, I wish there was more battles, but unfortunately there wasn't. But yeah, again, next week should be pretty intense, but we don't know what the weather's going to be like for that. The CODs might be nice or the CODs might be mean. As Moo is finding a very good line there, as we could see Wolf and Seppel battling it for the final lap. That would be good, actually. That will be intense. So it'll be up to Wolf to see if he can catch up. 1.2 seconds now, 1.0. He's in the second mark now. Wolf's getting massive time. If he has a chance to make a few more maneuvers, as it were, that'll be awesome. And looks like Wolf's actually closing up to Seppel. So let's just go on the chase cam as they go side by side with Wolf. As actually, no, let me get the roof actually because you're going to get more of a view. Wolf's going to take the left-hand side of Seppel there, going into the downhill, tricky downhill section. Don't put too much fuel there because otherwise you're going to go really fast and that might cost you a little bit to squeeze on the brakes a little bit. If you squeeze on the brakes quite a lot in these types of conditions, then that is where you start to get your tyres again get a little bit hot as well. So that is what he's doing. Some great camera angles that I'm using there just so you can get a picture a little bit more as well. And we do see actually Michael Schumacher's banner there. I only just realised that. To be honest, speaking of Michael Schumacher, I hope he has a good recovery as they're both side by side once again. Trying to catch up, trying to fend for themselves. Trying to gain the necessary speed. Although Wolf almost gone off the circuit then. They're fighting wheel to wheel right now. This is a good last lap battle. They're going to go towards the final quarter then. Wolf is getting the better run. Here we go. What is this? Is going to be absolutely mental between these two. Two championship contenders from last time about battling for the last podium spot. No, not the last podium spot, but for fourth. Wolf's gained fourth for the moment. But what can Seppel do? Wolf said Not Wolf. Hood said Wolf's gonna put the moves on Seppel. Yeah. Oh my god. To be honest, I like the way you said that. To be honest, but yeah, hey ho. As pretty much, I think we're gonna pretty much see this battle to the end. I think. So that'll be good. It'll be nice to see it after that battle, you know. I think Seppel is starting to lose a bit of pace though, so he needs to be careful. As a little bit of splashing, I think, from Wolf there. As the track is starting to dry up a little bit more. Obviously, the more paddles there are, the difficult it is. And we are on the final lap of this Grand Prix. I will literally have to go after this race because there won't be time for interviews, unfortunately. As Eagle's just got to make sure that he doesn't bottle that. Which I hope he doesn't. Seppel's now 4 seconds on Wolf now. Seppel's last lap was a 2:10.0, so he lost a few seconds on that per lap, I think. Which is unfortunate. Let us know in the chat, guys, what is your favourite moment of the race. And yeah, because I literally sort of got early start tomorrow morning than usual, so that's why I have to. Yeah. As Eagle's just got to focus for bringing the car home to where he needs to be. This will be the important moment of his career for him to take his first win in Xbox One Tier 1. That would be a massive achievement. And he's got a few more corners to go, actually. Actually, no, not a few more corners to go. Not yet. I've spoke too soon. Yeah, I was very keen. Eagle being in the Audi, which just goes to show how fast the Audi is out here. Get some screams in the chat, everybody. Eagle's about to cross the line. He wins in Nürburgring. What a result. Moog comes across the line in second with Clown Chaos. He's got a final few corners to go as well. He's going to contain his podium. And Wolf's got a couple of corners to go as well. That'll be a very good result for him because he got a DNF last week. And he's going to get P4. What about Seppel? I think Seppel is going to come across the line in P5. No penalties though. So I think for the first race in a while, no one has got a penalty. So those guys are keeping it clean. And here comes Wheezy then. As he's in, across the line in P6. And Copper Nuts will be in P7. Jock in P8. Gnarly in P9. And Chaos Fury in P10. We've had better races in terms of action, but it's not been the worst, so I can tell you that. And well done to everybody that has been racing. It's been very entertaining to say the least. And the race is about to come to an end, which we're going to get our standings up. Eagle takes the win by 2.9 seconds over Moo, with Clown Chaos in 3rd, Wolf in 4th, Seppel in 5th, Wheezy in 6th, Cobbernut in 7th, Joxay in 8th, Gnarly in 9th, Chaos Fury in 10th, and our retirements are the One American, Detox, and Callum. So, thank you so much for watching, everybody. We will be... If I can just get the track up, there we go. We will be in... Yeah, we will be in Zolder next week for the next round. Can't remember what the weather's going to be like for that, but it should be a good one. Don't forget there are other leagues happening. We've got the first round of Formula 3 on Friday, first round of Endurance on Saturday. And we got the Hype Energy leagues coming up as well. So, until then, have a good evening, everyone. I must dash now, unfortunately, but I've been JessGames95. Have a good evening, rest of the evening. And for Project Cars 2, we will see you next week, same time, at 8 PM GMT for the 7th round. And hopefully, Clue, my co-commentator, will be back as well. If he is watching the stream back, nice shout to you, by the way. But anyway, goodbye, everyone. Have a good evening, and see you soon.